Let me tell you something that is as old as time itself, yet as new and vital as the moment you are living right now. There is a reason some people move from dreamer to achiever, while so many others stay exactly where they are, wishing, hoping, wondering why life seems to pass them by. It's not a matter of luck or chance or some mysterious twist of fate. It's the result of definite, exact laws that govern human life, just as surely as the laws of physics govern the universe. And today I want to share with you the first of 5 steps that will help you leave behind the realm of mere dreamers and step confidently onto the solid path of achievement. Before we go further, I want to ask you to take a moment to like and subscribe if you find value in this message. Not just for my sake, but for yours, because these lessons are not designed to entertain you or distract you. They are meant to transform you. They are here so that every time you hear these words, you are reminded of the simple, powerful truths that have helped men and women achieve greatness across generations. By subscribing, you're making a commitment to yourself to keep these ideas close, to hear them again and again until they become part of who you are. Now let's begin with the first step, and that is the law of definite purpose. Without purpose, life is like a ship without a rudder, drifting on the ocean currents, hoping to reach some safe harbor by accident. But you and I know that no captain would set out on a voyage without knowing exactly where he wants to go. And yet most people do just that with their lives. They get up in the morning, go through the motions of their day, and hope something good will come to them. But life does not reward vague intentions or casual daydreams. It rewards clarity, precision, and commitment to a clearly defined goal. You must decide exactly what it is you want, not what others want for you, not what you think you might settle for, but what you truly desire in your heart of hearts. Once you know this, write it down. Make it visible, carry it with you, look at it every day, let it become the magnetic north of your life. You see, when you set a definite goal, your mind, like fertile soil, accepts the seed of that idea and begins to work on it. It will gather knowledge, notice opportunities, attract people, and generate ideas that align with your objective. But without planting that seed, the soil grows weeds by default. Worry, doubt, fear, confusion. This is why so many lives become tangled messes of regrets and missed chances. If you do not choose your purpose, the world will choose one for you, and it will never be the one you want. Think about this. The law is simple. We become what we think about. If your dominant thought is worry, you will have a life to worry about. If your dominant thought is success, purpose, service, you will build a life that reflects that. It is important to understand that this first step demands honesty. You cannot lie to yourself about what you want. You cannot pretend your goals are noble or safe or popular just to avoid criticism or failure. Your purpose must be your own. It must stir your blood, quicken your pulse, and make you willing to sacrifice for it. The world is filled with people who never decided. They drift, they conform, they blame circumstances, but you must not be one of them. Decide, choose, define, for in that choice lies the power to change your life forever. As you think about this, I want you to make this declaration in the comments below. I am clear in my purpose. I know what I want, and I will achieve it. Now let us consider the power of making this purpose not just a passing wish, but a daily focus. Every morning when you rise, take a moment to read your purpose. Close your eyes and see it as if it were already accomplished. Feel the gratitude and satisfaction that it is yours. This mental rehearsal is not some idle fantasy. It is training your mind to accept this new reality. It is preparing you to act, to notice the small doors that open, to recognize the chances that come dressed in work clothes. And in the quiet moments of the night, review it again. Let it be the last thought you carry into sleep, for even in rest, your mind will be at work on your behalf. Understand this. No one else can do this work for you. Your purpose is yours alone, and the reward for this discipline is immense. It is peace of mind, knowing you are on course. It is freedom from aimless drifting and regret. It is the power to look at life squarely in the eye and say, I know who I am and where I am going. Most people will never do this. They will never take the time to decide. They will mock those who do. But remember, success is never found in the crowded center of the road. It is always at the edge where the risk and the reward live. I want you to understand, too, that defining your purpose is not an act you do once and forget. It is a living thing. As you grow, your purpose may change, deepen, expand. That is not failure. That is life. But you can only change course if you know the direction you are heading in the first place. A ship can only adjust its sails if it has a destination. You cannot improve on drifting. You can only decide to stop drifting. So begin today. Write it down. Make it clear. Make it personal. Make it yours. Now, before we close this first step, remember this simple truth that can change everything about how you see your life. You are the captain of your soul. You are the architect of your destiny. The responsibility is yours, and so is the reward. There is no one to blame and no one to wait for. Decide today to be the rare one who knows where they are going. Leave the crowd behind. Choose your course. And for those willing to make this commitment right now, I want you to write this in the comments and claim it as your own. I am the captain of my soul, the architect of my destiny. If you have made the decision to define your purpose with clarity and honesty, then you have taken the first and perhaps most important step on this journey from dreamer to achiever. But knowing where you want to go is only the beginning. The second step is understanding and applying the law of belief. Because no matter how noble or ambitious your purpose is, if you do not truly believe it is possible for you, you will sabotage yourself at every turn. This is the silent killer of dreams, the hidden barrier that holds most people back. They say they want success, they may even write it down, but deep inside they nurse doubts, fears, the quiet conviction that they don't really deserve it, or that it's somehow out of reach for people like them. Belief is not some vague hope or empty wish. It is a firm, settled conviction that what you want is not only possible, but inevitable if you will pay the price. You must see yourself as the kind of person who achieves it, because your mind cannot hold two conflicting images at the same time without tension and confusion. If you say you want wealth but think like a poor man, you will find ways to sabotage your wealth. If you want love but believe you are unworthy, you will push it away. If you want success but see yourself as average and unremarkable, you will avoid the very opportunities that would elevate you. Your mind, like the soil, will return whatever seed you plant. It does not care if that seed is poison or fruit. It will grow what you give it. I want you to listen carefully now. Every great achievement in human history has begun with belief. The Wright brothers believed a machine could fly despite all evidence to the contrary. Edison believed he could create electric light, though he failed thousands of times. Nelson Mandela believed in freedom when imprisoned. These were not casual hopes, they were iron-willed beliefs that shaped every choice, every action, every sacrifice. And you must ask yourself, do you truly believe in your own purpose, or is it something you merely wish would happen if the world were kinder? Because if your belief is weak, your results will match. I want you to prove this to yourself today. Write down your purpose. Yes, but also write the sentence, I believe with all my heart that I will achieve this. Then say it aloud. Don't whisper it. Say it as if you mean it. Feel the weight of those words. At first it may feel strange, even false, because you are unaccustomed to declaring your own power. But repetition is the soil in which belief grows. The more you say it, the more your mind will accept it. And as your mind accepts it, your actions will change to match it. You will begin to walk differently, speak differently, make decisions with confidence. People around you will sense it. Opportunities will appear that would have gone unnoticed. Doors will open because you will have the courage to knock. I want you to make a promise right now in the comments below to declare your belief. Write, I believe in my vision. I will achieve it. Make this public not for my approval, but for your own accountability. Because there is power in making a declaration. There is power in telling the world what you intend to do. It transforms your dream from something private and tentative into something real and committed. Those who keep their dreams hidden often do so out of fear. Fear of failure, fear of ridicule. But fear is the enemy of belief. When you declare your goal and your belief in it, you strip fear of its power over you. Remember that belief is not a one-time decision. It must be reinforced every single day. Just as you cannot take one breath and live forever, you cannot make one declaration and expect belief to stay alive without nourishment. Read your purpose daily. Affirm your belief daily. When doubts arise, and they will, meet them with stronger affirmations. Replace them deliberately. This is not self-deception. It is self-direction. For just as your body responds to food and exercise, your mind responds to the thoughts you feed it. Feed it belief, feed it vision. Feed it the certainty that you are becoming the person you need to be. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to believe in yourself. The world will never do that. The world rewards those who believe in themselves first. It always has. This is why the crowd remains the crowd, waiting for validation, while the few move ahead and shape their destiny. Be one of the few. Understand that your belief is the foundation upon which everything else will be built. Without it, your purpose is a castle in the air. With it, your purpose becomes a blueprint for reality. So today, make this your work. Strengthen your belief. Speak it, write it, visualize it, act on it. Don't worry about the how. That will come. Your mind is a problem-solving machine that will work tirelessly to bring about whatever it believes is possible. Your only job now is to give it clear instructions backed by unshakable belief. In the end, this second step is simple but not easy. It demands discipline, honesty, and the willingness to confront your own doubts. But the reward is enormous. The power to turn any purpose into a living, breathing reality. And before we end this part, I want you to write in the comments below as your declaration and commitment. I am unwavering in my belief. I see my success and claim it now. You have taken the first step by defining your purpose with absolute clarity, and the second by forging an unshakable belief in your ability to achieve it. Now we move to the third step, the law of consistent action. For purpose without action is daydreaming, and belief without work is self-deception. Action is the bridge between what you want and what you will have. It is the test of your seriousness, the proof of your commitment, and the only path by which your dreams will become your reality. Far too many people stop after the first two steps. They know what they want, they believe it is possible, but they wait. They wait for perfect conditions, for the right moment, for inspiration, for permission. And in that waiting, life passes them by, their potential unused, their gifts unopened. Understand this truth. There is no perfect time to act except now. There will always be reasons to hesitate. There will always be obstacles, doubts, inconveniences, and fears. But action has a power that thinking alone cannot match. Action generates momentum. Action reveals the path ahead. Action transforms fear into confidence. When you take even the smallest step toward your goal, you set forces in motion that you cannot fully predict or control, but that will move you forward. And when you act consistently, you turn success into a habit. You make progress inevitable. Let me ask you, what would happen if a farmer had the finest seed, the richest soil, and the most perfect plan, but never planted anything? Would he have a harvest? Of course not. The seed must be planted. The ground must be worked. The crops must be watered and protected. It is the same with your dreams. You must act daily in service of your goal. Not once. Not when it is easy. Every day. Even small actions done consistently will accomplish great things over time. Do not underestimate the power of daily effort. The greatest monuments were built one stone at a time. The greatest journeys were completed one step at a time. And you may say, but Earl, what if I don't know exactly what to do next? Then do what you can with what you have where you are. Action does not require certainty. It requires movement. Clarity will come through doing. You will learn what works and what doesn't. You will discover allies and resources you never imagined. The universe rewards the doer, not the dreamer. When you move toward your goal, life will meet you halfway. But it will not move first. You must take the first step. I want you today to make a commitment, not just to think about your goal, not just to believe in it, but to act on it. Make a plan. Break it into small steps. Decide what you will do today, tomorrow, this week. Then do it. Track your progress. Hold yourself accountable. The people who achieve extraordinary things are rarely those with the most talent or resources. They are those who outwork the rest. They take consistent, disciplined action long after others have given up or grown distracted. Success is not an event. It is a habit. It is built in the quiet, unseen hours when no one is watching. This is where most people fail. They act once or twice, then stop when it gets hard or when results are slow. But you must be different. You must resolve that you will keep going no matter how small the steps, no matter how long it takes. Because every step forward brings you closer, even when you cannot see the end. Remember, the forest does not grow in a day. The oak does not sprout overnight. But those who plant and tend with patience will one day rest in the shade of their own labor. As you take this third step, I want you to make a declaration of your commitment in the comments below. Write, I am a person of action. I move toward my goals every day. Let this be your promise to yourself and to the world. Make it real. Make it public. And remember, this commitment is not just for today. It is for every day. It is the standard by which you will measure yourself. Did I act today in service of my purpose? Did I do what I could, however small? Did I refuse to let fear or comfort hold me back? And if the answer is yes, then you are on the path. You are moving from dreamer to achiever. You are doing what the majority will not. You are separating yourself from the crowd and joining the rare company of those who live deliberately and create their own destiny. So act, and keep acting. For the world will always yield to the person who knows where they are going and refuses to stop until they get there. We have spoken about the clarity of purpose, the belief that must be unwavering, and the discipline of consistent action. Now let us explore the fourth principle of timeless success, the law of service. For all the wealth, recognition, and fulfillment you will ever receive will be in exact proportion to the value you provide to others. This is not philosophy alone, it is the immutable law of human society and economics. Just as nature demands a seed before it yields a harvest, so too does the world demand that you first give before you receive. This is why those who try to take shortcuts to get something for nothing inevitably fail or fall. They ignore the law, but the law will not ignore them. If you wish to have more, you must become more. If you want greater rewards, you must provide greater service. You see, money is not the cause of success, it is the effect. It is the reward given for rendering useful service. But most people get this backward. They sit before the cold stove and demand heat before they will add wood. They say, "Pay me more, and then I'll work harder." But life does not work this way. The stove returns heat only after the wood is added. The harvest comes only after the planting and tending. The rewards come only after the service is rendered. And this is good news, because it places the power entirely in your hands. This principle is so universal, so reliable, that you can use it to predict your own future. Ask yourself honestly, how well am I serving? How much value am I creating? How deeply do I understand the needs of those I serve? The moment you improve your service is the moment you improve your results. And there is no limit to this improvement. The top 5% in any field are not there by accident. They are there because they chose to give more than others were willing to give. They mastered their craft. They studied their customers. They solved problems others ignored. They went the extra mile again and again until it became their standard. Think of any person you admire, any business you respect, any leader you trust. What do they all have in common? They serve exceptionally well. They anticipate needs. They deliver beyond expectations. And in doing so, they secure not just wealth, but loyalty, trust, and influence. The world pays them gladly because their service is worth it. Now you may wonder, but Earl, how do I increase my service? The answer is simple, though not always easy. Understand people better. The better you understand them, their hopes, fears, dreams, frustrations, the better you can serve them. The more you serve them, the more indispensable you become. This requires humility and curiosity. It means listening more than you speak. It means asking questions and caring about the answers. It means seeing the person behind the transaction. Most people never do this. They are too busy thinking about themselves, their needs, their goals. But the secret of influence, of sales, of leadership itself, is to forget yourself in the service of others. This is not martyrdom. It is wisdom. For in serving others well, you serve yourself best. Because the rewards you seek, whether financial or emotional or spiritual, are always waiting on the other side of your service. Now I want you to do something important. Take a moment right now and commit to this law. Make it real by writing it in the comments below. I am committed to serving with excellence. Let that be your promise. Let it remind you every day why you work, why you strive, why you improve. Because you will never rise higher than the quality of service you provide. This is not punishment, it is liberation. It frees you from dependence on luck, favoritism, or chance. It places success firmly in your hands, because you can always choose to serve better. And remember this, there is no competition at the top. Most people will not do the work. They will not master their craft. They will not listen deeply or care profoundly. They will chase shortcuts and complain about results. But not you. You will take the harder path that becomes the easier life. You will build trust. You will earn loyalty. You will become irreplaceable. And in doing so, you will secure a level of success and fulfillment that cannot be taken away, because it is built on the firmest of foundations, the law of service. So as you move forward today, ask yourself constantly, how can I serve better? How can I understand more? How can I give more value than anyone expects? Make these questions your daily companions. Let them shape your choices and guide your work. For as you serve, so shall you receive. As you sow, so shall you reap. This is not just good advice, it is law, and those who obey it will never want for anything they truly need. There is another dimension of success that most people overlook entirely, and yet it is the difference between those who rise to heights they once thought impossible and those who remain confined to small, safe lives. That dimension is the mastery of self-image. For no one can consistently perform in a manner inconsistent with how they see themselves. You may hold the clearest goal in your mind, believe with all your heart, take daily action, and serve with excellence. But if deep inside you do not see yourself as worthy, capable, and deserving of success, you will sabotage yourself every time. This is not philosophy or psychology alone, it is an iron law of human behavior. Your self-image is the mental blueprint you carry of who you are and what you deserve. It is shaped by your past, your environment, your experiences, and most powerfully, your thoughts. Many people walk through life with a damaged self-image, burdened by old failures, harsh words from parents or teachers, disappointments, betrayals, and fears. They may want success, but they do not believe they deserve it. They may work hard, but they sabotage themselves at the critical moment because they are not comfortable with the rewards they seek. Until you change your self-image, you cannot change your life. Think of this carefully. Every action you take, every decision you make, is filtered through the image you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as a leader, you will act like one. If you see yourself as a failure, you will find ways to prove yourself right. This is why the 30-day test is so important, not only to focus your thoughts on what you want, but to replace the old limiting beliefs that have held you back. You must consciously create a new image of yourself that aligns with your goals. You must see yourself not as you have been, but as you intend to become. This is the first step in becoming that person. Now you may ask, how do I change my self-image? The answer is both simple and profound. You change it the same way it was formed, through repeated, consistent thought. You must feed your mind a steady diet of the new beliefs you want it to accept. You must affirm daily, with conviction and emotion, the qualities you wish to embody. You must act as though you are already the person you want to become. For the mind does not distinguish between reality and vividly imagined experience. When you repeatedly tell yourself, I am confident, capable, and successful, and you act accordingly, your mind begins to accept it as fact. And once your self-image changes, your actions will change to match it. This is not empty flattery or wishful thinking. It is the disciplined rewriting of your mental programming. Just as you would not expect to become physically strong by lifting weights once, you cannot expect to transform your self-image with a single thought. It requires daily, deliberate effort. Affirm your new identity every morning and every night. Visualize yourself acting, speaking, and living as the person you want to be. Surround yourself with influences that reinforce this new image. Books, people, environments, and experiences that remind you of who you are becoming. This is work, yes, but it is the most important work you will ever do. Because here is the truth. You can only rise as high as you believe you deserve. The world will mirror back to you the image you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as limited, small, or unworthy, you will find circumstances to prove it true. But if you see yourself as powerful, capable, and worthy of success, you will find doors opening where there were once only walls. This is not magic. It is the mind's natural tendency to align reality with its dominant beliefs. Your self-image is the thermostat of your life. If you try to rise above it without changing it, you will always be pulled back down to where you believe you belong. So today I ask you to make a new commitment. No matter what has happened in your past, no matter what anyone has said to you, you have the power to choose a new image for yourself. Write it down. Describe in detail the person you intend to become. Read it every day. Feel it. Act on it, and let this be your declaration in the comments below. I am worthy of greatness. I claim my new identity. Make these words your own. For as you think, so shall you become. And as you change your self-image, you will change your life. Remember, this is not something you do once and forget. It is a lifelong practice. Just as a garden must be tended daily to keep out weeds, so too must your mind be guarded and nourished to maintain this new image. But the rewards are beyond measure. For when you truly believe you are worthy of the life you desire, nothing can keep it from you. You will act with confidence. You will seize opportunities. You will persist through setbacks. And you will, in time, become the person you have always had the potential to be. Now that you understand the power of your self-image and the discipline required to shape it, let us turn to another timeless law of success, the law of persistence. This is the difference between those who dabble and those who master, between those who wish and those who achieve. For the path to any worthy goal is rarely straight or smooth. It is filled with obstacles, delays, disappointments, and tests of your resolve. Most people give up at the first sign of difficulty, telling themselves it was not meant to be. But the successful person knows that obstacles are not signs to quit, but tests to prove how badly you want what you claim to desire. Think of it this way. The universe does not give its greatest rewards cheaply. It demands proof of your commitment. It wants to see that you will not be turned aside by inconvenience, fear, or temporary failure. This is not cruelty, it is wisdom. For if every goal were easy, if every dream were handed to you without effort, it would have no value. You would take it for granted, and it would make you soft and weak. The challenges you face on the way to your goal are the very things that will shape you into the person capable of holding and maintaining that success. Without them, you would not grow. You would not learn. You would not be ready. Persistence is not glamorous. It is not exciting. It is quiet, steady, often unseen by others. It is the decision you make every day to keep going when progress is slow. It is the refusal to let setbacks define you or stop you. It is the discipline to get back up each time you fall. Edison, when asked about his thousands of failures in creating the light bulb, said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is the spirit of persistence. It is the belief that failure is not defeat, but feedback. It is information. It teaches you what to change, what to improve, what to try next. The only true failure is to stop trying. Now, I want you to consider your own goal. Are you willing to persist? Are you willing to keep going when it feels like nothing is working? When those around you doubt you or laugh at you? When you doubt yourself? Because there will be days when your faith will be tested. Days when progress is invisible. Days when fear and frustration whisper in your ear to give up. On those days, you must hold your purpose even more firmly. You must remind yourself why you started. You must see the end in your mind and refuse to surrender until it is real. You see, the world belongs to those who will not be denied. Talent alone is not enough. Intelligence alone is not enough. Even opportunity is not enough. All of these things are wasted without the will to persist. The people you admire, the successes you want to emulate, were built on countless days of ordinary, unglamorous work. They persisted when others quit. They did one more rep, made one more call, wrote one more page, practiced one more hour. This is the difference. It is not mystical. It is not given only to the chosen few. It is available to anyone willing to pay the price of persistence. I want you to understand this clearly. Setbacks are not the opposite of success. They are part of success. Every great accomplishment is built on a foundation of failures overcome. When you face a setback, do not ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What can I learn?" Do not see it as punishment, but as preparation. Because it is. Life is preparing you for what you have asked for. It is making you strong enough, wise enough, resilient enough to hold on to your success once you achieve it. Those who quit never learn these lessons. They remain forever at the starting line, imagining what might have been. So today I want you to make another declaration. If you are truly committed to your goal, if you are willing to pay the price, write this in the comments below. I persist until I succeed. Make it your promise. Make it your identity. Because once you decide to persist, truly and without reservation, you become unstoppable. You remove the option of failure. You tell the world and yourself that you will find a way no matter what. And that is the attitude that bends circumstances to your will. Remember, this is not about grand gestures or heroic moments. It is about daily choices. It is about getting up one more time than you are knocked down. It is about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It is about consistency over time. Because in the end, success is not given, it is earned. It is earned through persistence, discipline, and an unbreakable commitment to your purpose. So hold your head high. Embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles. For they are the refining fires that will make you worthy of your dream. Now that you have embraced the law of persistence, let us talk about the next crucial principle, the law of planning and preparation. For even the strongest will and the most determined persistence can be wasted without direction. Just as a captain must chart his course before leaving harbor, so too must you design your journey toward success. Many people misunderstand this. They believe that to plan is to restrict themselves to limit possibility. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Planning is the art of making possibility practical. It is the process by which you turn dreams into actionable steps, ideas into reality. A clear plan gives your mind and your efforts structure. It prevents waste, reduces confusion, and transforms overwhelming goals into manageable tasks. Without a plan, even the most ambitious person can wander in circles, working hard but achieving little. They move from one task to another without purpose, reacting instead of creating. But with a plan, every action has meaning. Every day is a step toward the larger vision. This is how mountains are moved, not in a single leap, but through 1,000 deliberate, organized steps. The difference between the average person and the extraordinary achiever is often nothing more than the discipline to plan and prepare. You see, life rewards those who are intentional. The world is filled with people who drift, who hope something good will happen, who wait for luck or chance. But luck is not a strategy. Hope is not a plan. Those who achieve greatness in any field do so because they think ahead. They anticipate challenges. They design their path. They prepare for obstacles before they arise. And in doing so, they turn uncertainty into confidence. When you know what you will do next, you rob fear of its power. When you have prepared, you replace anxiety with calm determination. This is the gift of planning. Consider the analogy of building a house. No one begins by nailing boards together at random. First comes the blueprint. Every dimension is considered. Every room is planned. Every detail is measured. Only then does the building begin. Why should your life be any different? Why should your goals be left to improvisation? A written plan is your blueprint for success. It is your map through unfamiliar territory. It tells you where you are, where you want to go, and how you will get there. It allows you to measure progress and make adjustments along the way. Without it, you are at the mercy of every distraction and obstacle. This is why I encourage you to sit down in a quiet place, free from distraction, and write out your plan. Be specific. Define your goal in clear, measurable terms. Break it down into steps. Set deadlines. Anticipate the resources you will need, the people who can help you, the knowledge you must acquire. Identify the obstacles you may face, and decide now how you will overcome them. The clearer your plan, the stronger your confidence will become. Because you will no longer be wondering what to do next. You will know. And knowing is power. But understand this as well. No plan is perfect. Life will always surprise you. Circumstances will change. New challenges will arise. This does not mean you failed as a planner. It means you must adapt. The best plans are flexible. They provide direction without rigidity. They give you a framework to respond intelligently to the unexpected. This is why planning is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. Review your plan regularly. Adjust it as you learn and grow. Let it evolve with your understanding and experience. The commitment to planning is the commitment to lifelong growth. Now, I want you to take this principle to heart. Make a commitment today to become a planner, a strategist of your own life. In the comments below, declare it for yourself and for the world. I plan my success with clarity and purpose. Let this be your promise, because when you plan, you respect your own goals enough to design their achievement. You demonstrate seriousness. You prove to yourself and to the world that you are not merely hoping for success, but preparing for it. And that single shift from hoping to preparing is one of the most powerful you will ever make. So remember this: success is not an accident. It is not a lucky break. It is not reserved for the chosen few. It is the predictable result of clear goals, unwavering belief, disciplined action, devoted service, a strong self-image, relentless persistence, and thoughtful planning. These are the steps anyone can take. These are the principles anyone can live. And when you do, you move from the realm of possibility to the realm of certainty. For you will have designed your success, and you will have prepared yourself to claim it. Now we come to the final principle, the culmination of everything we have discussed, the law of faith and expectation. This is the invisible force that binds all other principles together, the inner certainty that what you seek is not just possible but inevitable. For you can have a clear goal, believe in your ability, act with persistence, serve with excellence, maintain a strong self-image, and plan with precision. But without faith, without expectation, These remain hollow rituals. Faith is the engine that powers your journey. Expectation is the compass that keeps you on course. Together they transform work into certainty, effort into results. You see, faith is more than mere belief. Belief is the acceptance that something is true. Faith is acting as though it is true even before you see the evidence. It is planting a seed with the absolute expectation that it will grow even though you cannot see the roots pushing through the soil. It is trusting that your efforts will bear fruit in due time. The person of faith does not ask, "Will this work?" but declares, "This is working." They live in the reality of their goal before it exists, and by doing so, they shape their world to match their inner vision. Expectation is equally powerful. It is the attitude you bring to every day, every action, every challenge. Do you expect success, or do you brace for failure? Do you expect obstacles to be opportunities or reasons to quit? Your expectations shape your perceptions. They determine how you interpret events. Two people can face the same setback. One sees it as a sign to give up, the other as a lesson to learn. Your expectations will either propel you forward or hold you back. They are the thermostat of your life. If you expect little, you will accept little. If you expect greatness, you will rise to meet it. This is why it is so important to guard your mind against doubt, fear, and negativity. These are the great enemies of faith. They whisper lies in your ear. You're not good enough, it's too hard, it will never work. And if you listen, if you dwell on these thoughts, they will become your reality. But you have a choice. You can replace them with faith-filled, expectation-driven thoughts. You can choose to say, "I am capable, I am worthy, I am ready. This is working for me." And the more you repeat these truths, the more they will take root, until they are your natural way of thinking. Let me be clear. Faith and expectation do not mean ignoring reality. They mean choosing to see beyond your current circumstances. They mean understanding that what is true today does not determine what will be true tomorrow. Circumstances change. Problems get solved. Skills improve. Opportunities appear. Faith says, "I will keep going until I see what I know is possible." Expectation says, "I will act today as though success is inevitable." Together, they create the mental environment in which your goals can flourish. You might say, "But Earl, what if I'm afraid? What if I have doubts?" Of course you do. So does everyone. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act despite it. Faith is not the absence of doubt, it is the choice to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. Every time you feel fear, see it as an invitation to deepen your faith. Every time you hear doubt whisper, respond with expectation. Train your mind to return again and again to your vision, your plan, your belief in yourself, for that is the final mastery. As you move forward from here, remember that these principles are not steps you complete and forget. They are practices you live daily. They are disciplines to be renewed every morning. They are the foundation of a life well lived. Clarity of purpose, unwavering belief, consistent action, exceptional service, a powerful self-image, relentless persistence, thoughtful planning, and above all, unshakable faith and expectation. These are the timeless laws of success. Obey them and you will achieve whatever you truly desire. And now I invite you to seal your commitment. If you have listened this far, if you have felt the truth in these words, if you are ready to live them, then declare it boldly in the comments below. I expect success. I live in faith. Let these words be your promise to yourself. Let them be the banner you carry into each new day, because in the end, success is not something you pursue. It is something you become. It is the natural outcome of living by these laws. So as you finish this message, I want you to take one final action. Share this message with someone who needs it. Like this video, if it has given you value. Subscribe so you can continue this journey of growth and mastery with us. Not because I ask it, but because you are committing to being the kind of person who feeds their mind daily, who surrounds themselves with truth, who builds a life of intention. For that is how you rewire your thinking for timeless success. And that is how you claim the life that has always been waiting for you.